Marketing on Pinterest.
Social media site with a focus on images and videos arranged in a bulletin board style layout. It's become one of the largest social networks. Unlike Facebook and Twitter, which rely on content from a network of friends and followers, Pinterest is made up of people who share and search based on topics of interest rather than relationships. It would be silly to ignore that Pinterest can be a powerful tool when it comes to driving e-commerce sales.
Here are some tips on how to use Pinterest for your site. First, you want to create a Pinterest account. You must verify your account with Pinterest. Then you want to select a profile image that people can easily recognize, such as your brand's logo. Next, you want to create a variety of boards to show off your brand's personality. Make each board feel substantial by adding enough pins. Make sure each board is clearly named and create a description.
Search for a product on Google or Amazon if I want to buy it.
Well, the thing that Pinterest is really trying for here is to make this as seamlessly integrated into the app as possible. So you will have tiny little blue price tags at the bottom of pins that you see normally on your site. It'll still be underneath the picture. It'll still look just like Pinterest. Whether that changes the experience of Pinterest and makes it a little bit less about inspiration and a little bit more about purchasing, whether that turns people off, we have yet to see. But it's true that consumers have been asking for this for a while.
Now, Sarah, hang on, because I want to bring in one of Pinterest's Buyable Pins partners, and that is Satish Kanwar, Director of Product at Shopify. Also with us, Ben Legg, CEO at the digital ad company AdKnowledge and a longtime former Google executive. Satish, I'll start with you. What is the nature of your partnership with Pinterest? I know you said Pinterest is the number 2 referrer of traffic. I wonder what number 1 is and how big you expect this business to be.
Yeah, we're very excited to be working with the Pinterest team. We think this is going to be an excellent partnership that's really going to deliver to Pinners what they've always wanted, which is not just the aspirational cataloging of things that are interesting to them, but an opportunity to directly buy those products. And so now all Shopify merchants now have an opportunity to take those really unique, discoverable goods and the branded products that they have and bring those directly into the Pinterest ecosystem. And I think when it comes really to that word discovery, which is what are the products that you're not specifically looking for, but you find, you admire, and really inspire you. And that's what Pinterest is making possible today.
So who's the number 1 referrer of traffic to Shopify?
Well, in data that Shopify has shared in the past, Facebook has been the highest traffic driver from the social media sources to all Shopify stores. But Pinterest has been growing quite rapidly. And in data we released with Pinterest last week, we saw that they were the 2nd highest referrer, but they actually represented the highest average order value of orders referred to Shopify stores. So Pinners are just willing to spend more from what we can see.
Interesting. Now, we actually spoke with Tim Kendall, Pinterest executive, the head of partnerships, about this sort of pivot towards e-commerce. Take a listen to what Tim had to say.
I think social networks are primarily about sharing things that you did in the past or things that you're doing in the moment with your friends and family. And that's not what Pinterest is. Pinterest is for you to plan your future. What do you want to cook for dinner tonight? What do you want to buy at the mall this weekend? Where do you want to travel this summer? It's about planning your own future. It's really not about sharing those things with friends or family necessarily.
You know, it's interesting, Ben, I'll bring you in on this. We can see from the data that Shopify released that intent to buy on Pinterest is huge, but it's still a fairly small company, 70 million users, growing 75%. What's your take on how this move will supercharge growth? Will it?
It could well do. So certainly, if people know they can curate and purchase all in the same place, I would have thought they would get more users rather than less. But you're absolutely right. The audience is fairly small. We work with lots of social networks and lots of advertisers, and typically they say until a site has about 50 million users in the US, they're not that interested in learning a new skill and advertising in a new place. What I would say, though, I think Pinterest is different. Pinterest is, as you heard from the exec at Pinterest, it's more like a search engine than a social network, and therefore the potential revenue per user is probably higher than with many other social networks because people are actually curating things and planning to buy things.
If Pinterest is used properly, it can boost your sales.
If you're an e-commerce website, you should really be looking into having a presence on Pinterest, which is becoming increasingly one of the most popular social networks out there. A very interesting statistic came out today, which came out on Mashable here, and it says, it was announced that Pinterest drives more traffic to retail sites than Google+, YouTube, and LinkedIn combined.
Here are some key components for integrating Pinterest on your website. First, the Pin It button needs to be prominent, such as right here, and it needs to be easy to use. Second, your site should automatically pull a well-optimized image when the user clicks on the Pin It. Your site should automatically pull a well-written and concise description which features a few relevant hashtags and key product data. For instance, here we don't have any hashtags, but we see that the Sweet Autumn Top in Sage, and then if you look on and you scroll over to the picture, it says learn more at shopimpressions.com. If you click on that, it actually will take you to their website. Sharing from your site should automatically link each pin to the appropriate landing page, such as this one. We just clicked on it and it took us straight to that page. Some other things you should remember. Pins should include the price whenever possible. If we go ahead and we scroll up where it has this shawl here, it actually says what the price is. The lighter images are actually better. Darker, heavily shadowed images don't do well. So if we notice, most of these images on Pinterest are lighter images. You should also have a good description. Taller images actually perform better, and they're more suited for Pinterest. And then faces. Eye tracking tests prove that human faces draw the eye's attention. Now, studies have shown that Pinterest images without faces, actually, some of them perform better. So, as we noticed, the one with the shawl has no face. This other one with the dress has no face. Most of them don't. So that's about all I have to say about Pinterest. Just remember that it can bring people to your site if it is done correctly. Thank you for watching.